Here in the UK, we are getting various new rides next year, and all of them seem to have seriously sped up construction in the past 7 days, with some of them now being finished. I may as well open them now then. There's been ride testing happening, new announcements, rides stalling, and coasters flooding, and one of the biggest YouTubers in the world is about to open their own theme park in Saudi Arabia. Dear Lord. It's been a busy week because all that and even more has happened this past week in theme parks. Yes, welcome back to yet another episode of the world's most consistent series, This Past Week in Theme Parks, where we take a look at all the different news in the past week in theme parks, and this one is a jam-packed one. So if you do want to skip to specific stories, be sure to use the video progress bar chapters below. And please be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. These videos do take quite some time to research and create each week, so any support towards the channel would be greatly appreciated. And with that being said, I don't think there's a need for the quickfire segment today. I know, I'm so sorry. Please, don't shoot me. I just think the amount of news there is a manageable amount, especially with how major a lot of these are. So on a slightly less fast and slower note, let's begin this past week in theme parks. Starting once again in the United States of America. Can you believe it? Usually the UK has, I don't know why I was holding my heart. Usually the US has more news than us in the UK, but this time that's not the case. But even still, Tormenta's Rampaging run at Six Flags Over Texas. Construction has been ramping up. I'll see myself out. With the lift hill on that ride now going up quite nicely. Six Flags America that closed last week has had a lot of rumours regarding the rides that are there, saying that a few of them will either be relocated or auctioned off to other theme parks, although I don't think either of them goes for this piece of crap. Six Flags Magic Mountain was supposed to be getting a Vekoma Thrill Glider, like a motorbike, but flying, and all went very quiet about that, but recently some supports have been spotted on site for that coaster, and God knows when that's going to go up. And it has now been 1 year since the final rides took place on one of Six Flags and one of the world's most famous roller coasters, the world's tallest roller coaster, Kingda Ka at Six Flags Great Adventure. I'm still gutted they closed it. I feel like even despite it being closed for a year, and I know obviously the destruction of it happened this year, which as much as I'm sad was very impressive, it still continuously seems to come up in conversation most weeks, which tells you how much it's missed. But because of how that park decided to treat Kingda Ka, Medusa, their B&M Flawless coaster, managed to somehow get stuck and stall on its Cobra roll right in the middle of it going round. I don't even know how that happens. It must have been going through those elements so slowly. But I feel like this is Medusa's way of sort of mildly inconveniencing Six Flags Great Adventure for the 1 year anniversary of Kingda Ka closing. That is quite funny to think about. Busch Gardens Williamsburg have announced a brand new ride. Sort of. The Bolton, the Forbidden Turn. Yes, there's this whole new branding of it, and it's of course an intimate multi-dimension coaster with a drop track. Now they've got all these trees going over the logo. 13 really said you can copy my homework but change it slightly. But this is going to be great. It's going to have completely reimagined theming, brand new effects, and also now the company that runs the ride fictionally is now under new management. Ooh, I'm excited to see how that goes. The Disney Parks account on X decided to share this screenshot right here and said this lobby has no windows and no doors. And at first I thought, yo, they've given us a high-quality image of the Phantom Manor or Haunted Mansion pre-show with the frames that stretch and everything, and then I realised it's a Fortnite reference. I would expect to see some sort of Fortnite and Disney collab in the Abu Dhabi park when that comes out. And with that being the only thing Disney's really done in the past week, Universal, on the other hand, have been up to a lot. Because on top of the fact that they have now changed the cornhole game that was outside of Monsters Unchained to Connect 4, and on top of the fact that it has been discovered that Project 555, which was originally for Lost Continent at Islands of Adventure, has now seemingly changed permit for 7.7 acres at Volcano Bay, meaning not only will they work on Lost Continent under a new project name, but we might get some Volcano Bay new slides or something. I don't really know, but the big talking point of Universal is the fact that a new permit has been put in for utilities and foundation work at Epic Universe for a 150,000 square foot addition. And that is huge. And where could this go? There is, of course, expansion pads everywhere around that park. You've got one next to Nintendo Land and Dark Universe, you've got various ones around, but the main one that everyone seems to be suspecting, and I do definitely agree with, is the back corner behind the Ministry of Magic. Because supposedly, if you measure it out, that area is actually around 170,000 square feet if you do it right to the border where the road is. So if they brought that down slightly, 150,000 square feet, seems likely. There's already this gate in the actual area off to the right where this building would be that looks exactly like it should have been some sort of ride entrance of some sort. And the fact there's that large expansion pad behind it that is a similar size to what's been sort of put in those permits, I wouldn't be surprised if we see yet another Harry Potter or Fantastic Beasts style ride in that park, and my god does it need it, because they need more rides there. As we travel to Europe, I'm just going to stop very quickly in Canada, because this has happened. Yes, that is a roller coaster flooded. Dragon Mountain at Marineland, an old arrow looping coaster, has just been pictured with half of the bottom of its elements just submerged in water. And I'm really not too sure what has happened there, but someone might have got the wrong idea of what a splashdown is. Either way, I hope no one was affected by that flood, and I really do hope that they can get that ride back up and running, or just back to its preserved state, because that is very, very sad to see. Time to now keep flying over to Europe, but we're going to stop again. Oh, why does this plane keep stopping? And we've stopped in the continent of Asia, because we have brand new, very shaky footage of a construction update of the new Space Mountain at Tokyo Disneyland, and this thing looks huge. The sense of scale of that from a distance, I can't imagine what it'd be like to stand underneath it, but that looks insanely cool. We have a Six Flags Quiddiya first look, with the park sharing this vertical video of it sort of flying through, and you've got all the different rides, and you've got like a look at the shot tower, and there's even like random stuff like fountains, a slight tease to the POV of Iron Rattler, their Vekoma tilt coaster, which has now actually got people riding it, not just testing, and loads more stuff on top of that. It's looking like a very good nighttime park. In the day, I'm not too sure. But on top of all that, there has been something that I don't think anyone expected in a million years happening in Saudi Arabia. One of the biggest YouTubers in the world has opened their own theme park, and only announced it was opening about a week before it's supposed to. That is right, Mr. Beast is going to open Beastland in Saudi Arabia. This story doesn't feel real. Why is a YouTuber opening a theme park? The park seems to rely heavily on its sort of challenges and the sort of midway games, I guess. With these sorts of challenges you can see here, sort of based on his videos and all that stuff. But as much as I can't actually see many in the actual render that he's posted, because that's the only thing that we can see from it, no real images, just that. It has been said that roller coasters and rides will also be included. I can sort of see like a drop tower looking thing in the background, and maybe like a slingshot ride, and potentially a roller coaster right there. And his reasoning for putting it in Saudi Arabia was the fact that he wants to put it in the middle of the world, because a majority of his audience outside of America will have the chance to participate. Which, I don't know, is kind of crazy, the fact that we have literally seen one render of this place, and that's it. And it opens in 2 days from when I release this video. The announcement seems very last minute. I don't know if they're constructing this super quickly or something, but it doesn't feel like it's been a long-term plan. But who knows if it will last or if it will fall. We'll just have to wait and see, and I'll keep you updated here on This Past Week in Theme Parks. As we arrive in Europe, I couldn't be asked with the plane, so I just jumped out of it. Kept stopping too many times. Where first of all, Efteling have now revealed the brand new logo and name for the drop towers coming next to Baron. Revealed on their winter map, as you can see, it says summer 2026, and there's the logo right above it. Freefall towers, how do you even pronounce that? Hoekmoot? Hoekmoot. I have no idea, I'm sorry Dutch viewers, but the logo has been revealed for that. Disneyland Paris are testing the brand new water and fireworks show at Adventure World. They have that massive lake in the centre where the Frozen Land and the Lion King Land are going to be, so they've been testing fireworks and everything from the centre of that, and it looks amazing. And Parc Spirou, also in France, are now testing the brand new Naruto Land roller coaster. As you can see right here, it's probably running a little bit slow because it's its first test run, but it looks like a lot of fun, and I'm excited to see that when it opens. And genuinely, that is a lot of Europe done, because the UK is where we're heading next, and there's a lot going on here. Starting with Universal Studios United Kingdom, where there's been a lot of stuff behind the scenes happening, especially with that sort of government decision that is supposedly going to be happening towards the start of December, and also loads of stuff happening on site. And if you want to hear all about that, then go and watch the field episode I released. It's that way, isn't it? On the top right, once this video is done. Funnily enough, on my drive back from the field to my house, I actually spotted pieces of theming and also some ride building of Ice Mountain going to Hyde Park Winter Wonderland. That was quite funny to see with my eyes. The Alton Towers Fireworks Spectacular started and finished over the past weekend, and it's still Phalanx Expo has my heart. Shout out to everyone I saw throughout that weekend. It was great to see you. Shout out to Fred specifically, and also The hit Planet Coaster 2 theme park Discovery Studios is going to be opening the brand new Wallace and Gromit Dark ride coming later this week. Sorry for the delay there. And along with that, there has been so much construction taking place with 3 different rides, technically 4 different rides across the UK, to the point where some of them have reached their biggest milestones in the past week and then finished up. We'll start with the least constructed, which is Evictus in Blackpool. The brand new Intermint gyro swing, and a huge milestone was reached where they had the first deliveries show up to their new home on the site of the old Bowlerdrome. You can literally see already how big this thing is going to be. These are just singular pieces that are going to go somewhere on the ride. Not even the full height. I bloody hope it's not the full height. What the hell? They just keep on getting deliveries in, and I'm sure by closing weekend we might see loads more go up. And I'll be doing some construction updates from there, so subscribe so you don't miss that. But whilst that's very interesting, the Paw Patrol roller coaster at Chessington World of Adventures has been slowly but surely making its way up. Of course, you had all the rock work that went in, the station building. Now all the track work is done, and I think the colour scheme actually works quite well for this. It's very bright, very vibrant. You've got the sort of snowy, cartoony rocks in the middle of the helix and stuff. I think it looks really nice, and I'm pretty sure it's very similar to Farmyard Flyer, if not an exact clone, at Paultons Park. So it'll be good anyway. You can see in the background as well, there's like a tower that's been put up. I guess that's for another ride in the area. And they've just been continuously progressing with the construction of that, as have Paultons Park, like I just mentioned. Did you know how last week I said, oh, they've put in like the first little track pieces of Drakon, their new Gerstlauer Eurofighter, they've delivered the Wild Swing in, they've sort of put the first inversion on Drakon in as well, you know, it's coming together nicely. Wild Swing is now testing, and it actually looks really, really cool. I love the sort of grey with the brown supports, and then you've got that sort of really bright and vibrant ride car with the orange and the yellow and the sort of Viking patterns on the side shields and everything. Oh, it looks really good, and it's very nice to see them testing it so early on. It's literally about 5 or 6 months till it's supposed to open, and they're already testing one of the rides in the area. That is mental. But Drakon, their brand new Gerstlauer Eurofighter, the big new ride in that area, you might think, oh, they put in like the first inversion last week, they might have done maybe another inversion or something. No. They've finished the entire track layout now. So the track is fully complete. It now goes from point A all the way around to point A again. That is how track works. The chain for the lift hill has gone in as well, and we're just waiting on those trains, which are supposedly being delivered in January. So we've obviously got a month or 2 till then as well, which is absolutely fantastic. And you can see this one image here of the track being complete. I've probably already showed it already, but again, it just looks so vibrant and so nice to look at on that skyline, especially from the car park. You'll see the lift and the drop and everything around it. It's going to look great, and I look forward to seeing it with my very own eyes at some point after it opens on the 16th of May. What do you guys think to all of this news that I have covered today? Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss next week's episode. I'm going to go and transport myself out of here. Well, that's not working.